But everybody kept telling me, oh, you better watch your back. Mayor Bullard's going to get rid of you because of your sexuality.
And I'll say this to anybody's face. I would much rather have somebody who drank and drank too much taking care of my child than I had somebody whose lifestyle is questionable around children. Because that ain't the damn way that it's supposed to be.
We actually had a meeting in February, and I told him, you know, I'm having problems. I feel like I'm being harassed by the mayor. And I polled each council member and asked them how they felt about me as a police chief and my job performance as an officer. And each one of them had no problem. Even the mayor came on record and said, I have no problem. You came to my office and asked me this. Rest assured, you're not going anywhere. The very next month, I get called in the office and I get 7 reprimands at one time, telling me that I violated different things. And I read them and I told him, I said, Mayor, I said, I can't believe these. These are bogus. And I stood up and he said, are you going to sign these? I said, no, sir, I'm going to contact my lawyer. I was walking towards the door and he stood up over his desk and he looked at me and said, are you telling me you're not signing these? I said, no, sir, I'm going to call my lawyer. He said, well, you're fired. Turn in your gun, your badge, and your keys. We no longer need you. One person, 23 years of service with no problems, but his one thing is he hated my sexuality, ruined everything. All my dreams, everything I'd worked hard for, my retirement, everything was gone. I walked out that door with my boxes crying, and citizens were all over the front yard. I didn't get to leave until 12 o'clock that night because every time I'd get ready to leave, more citizens would come up. And I weren't going to leave them. They came to see me. They came to support me. So I stayed until, you know, the crowd died down that night. Everybody rallied behind me. We were sitting there and people were holding signs. We want our chief back. Bullard is a bully. The town's residents voted 328 to 147 to change the town's form of government from strong mayor to strong council, giving council the power to reverse Latta Mayor Earl Bullard's firing of Moore in April. For it to be a small town in the Bible Belt, it was astonishing. To know that the preacher stood behind me, the messages that I got from everywhere. One of the newspapers, and I want to say it might have been the Los Angeles Times, said that he wished that there were more towns that did as Latta, the town of Latta did, to stand up for what was right.
I love Miss Crystal with all my heart and everything. And she's the best police officer in the world.
Just goes above and beyond out in the community. She'll actually go and help people, the elderly. If they need something from the grocery store, she'll actually go to them. If they call up here, and she'll actually go and get whatever it is for them and take it to their house.
She knows more about town policy and more about what goes on up here than probably the whole entire town council put together. Yeah, I don't even see how it can be a question whether you can or can't work just because of your sexual orientation.
I'm just a true Southern girl trying to make a living, and who I love shouldn't matter.